Hey guys, how you doing? So it's been such a long time since I've uploaded something on the YouTube. And today I thought about I just need to make another video and I'm gonna talk about what to do to improve your skills in photography. So you've got a camera, you're thinking where to start. The best way to do is to train yourself on some models, for example, like on your friends, on your family, even using the dog. So going around and shooting random people, be careful of that because some people don't like to be photo shooted, taken picture of. So yeah. What else can I suggest? I suggest you playing with the Adobe Photoshop. It seems to be quite a complicated program, but believe me, you're not going to use most of the things unless you really like airbrushing. I don't. So for me, I sometimes I just use Photoshop to correct the gammas and colors and here and there, just to get rid of some little imperfection like spot on the face, things like that. So that's second tip. The third tip, and get to know your camera. I think this would be the first tip. Most of all, get to know your camera is very, very important. And so if you shoot in the auto mode, switch to the manual, because once you're going to be in the manual mode, you can do so much. For example, like changing the shutter speed, changing the focal length, changing the ISO, changing lots of things, so some of the cameras, they've got like so much going on, but you'll probably need just only those three. And if you want to know a bit more about the how to use the light, there is a video which I've done about the light triangle, so where I explain how you can work with all of those three to get a better picture. Yeah. So the first thing, so with me, how it happened, so I started working with these simple photo shoots and then kind of like progressed to something more. So I started using the light. I bought myself the flash. I bought like a drone as well. I'm doing the drone footages as well, which is quite cool. The drones, you have to be really careful of them because you don't know, well, you're not allowed to fly in certain zones wherever you're living. But yeah, so but the good thing is you have a map, and in the map it just shows like where you can fly, where you can't fly. But this is different video. If you want me to talk about the drone footage, I can definitely talk about that as well. But since today we're talking about where to start, so yeah, I'm just going to talk about that. And also social media is quite important, but what I found as well in social media, that you have to be really active with social media. You can always I think these days having a website is not really important as long as you have Instagram. Just make sure you keep on posting on Instagram, use the hashtags. There is like a hashtagger application on the apps, which you can download. Some of them free, some of them they offer you trials. Just try them out all. Some of them they offer like 14 days for free. Just try which one is best for you. So but you have to be really consistent. So you don't have to have a website. Promoting yourself through the Facebook is quite good as well. But what I found it works the best is going out there and just offering your services, offering services for free, popping into the businesses, leaving your card, or sending an email, or send a message on Instagram, offering people, guys, I'm offering like this free photo shoot, and just have a look if you're gonna like it. There is no cost involved in there. And just do your best work, so believe me, every single day you're gonna be improving, because I'm looking at some of my work, and some of my work previously, I feel like, okay, I could have done that way, I could have done this way. So every single time you are improving. And plus, by going around businesses like in your local area at the beginning, it's gonna spread the word of mouth, and that's how they're gonna kind of like keep on booking you. And also if they're gonna like you or if they're not gonna like you. But in terms of like liking and not liking, there are people which will like you and there are people which will not like you. So I've lost few customers and I've gained few customers. So I feel to become a successful photographer, you need to get yourself known to other people. For example, when I did the free photo shoot with the with one of the girls for her swimwear line, I did it for free because I need to have a photos. But her boyfriend asked to do the videos for his business, so I did that, and I made quite a good money from that. So you know, such things help a lot. What else can I suggest you do? Practice, guys. A lot of practice. When I started as a photographer, making this for living, it's how to say. You get very stressed out and anxious, and this anxiety and stressing out comes from something which you don't know. For example, like I was stressing out about the how would I shoot this, how would I shoot that. The main thing is, guys, just just follow some YouTube channels and see how people work and everything. Get inspiration from them as well, but also do whatever aligns to you here. So for example, like some clients used to bring like photos from the from one of the photo shoots. I want you to do the same thing with me. I was like, okay. So I would do something like what they want, but it would become so awkward because whatever they like is totally different to what they can do, so now I just like put them in a comfortable position, and everything. It's a first, I would say, first kind of like 20 minutes, they have the icebreaker with you because they don't know you, you don't know them as well. So it's really good, like sometimes maybe chat about things, get them at ease, just like asking questions. Like for example, like I had the couple with the dog the other day, so you just chat, you just ask questions where they're from, and just make it very comfortable for both of you, not just only for themselves, because you need to feel comfortable too. So that helps a lot. In terms of like also going back to social media, talking about the paid promotions through Facebook and Instagram, I feel like those don't work as much unless you are spending a lot of money on them, so I don't want to spend a lot of money on them. For me, it's easier just to post on a Facebook group saying like, okay guys, my iPad almost fell down. So guys, for example, like I'm offering this free photo shoot, and you get so much more from that rather than just like promoting your thing, because people, there is so much going on social media at the moment that people don't give a flying F about your promotion unless it's something good. And something good, what I mean, something very simple, but something very good, because some people, they just like, when I've started doing the photo shoots, I was trying to impress by doing like all this, and even videos, like doing all this like zap things and like different like special effects and stuff. People don't give a shit about that, people just like a beautiful synced videos, great photos, something like you will get it with time. All these special effects, it does not matter. At least for me, at least for the niche which I'm going for, but most of the time, so that's what people like. I mean, with the social medias booming, with all of that stuff, people want to have simplicity in their life, so, and that's what I'm all about. I like to have simplicity. I like to use less of the Photoshop. In terms of lenses, check out my lenses videos. Those are great. For example, like I'm using one universal one, 24-70, where I can use for anything, even sometimes macro shoots. And then I've got 35mm, which is amazing for the weddings and stuff. For the video is great as well. It's in my link, so it's in my video carousel. Have a look as well. And also there's 135mm for the portrait shoots. For example, like if somebody needs to have a nice portrait, even for the models is great as well, something like that. But I feel like what you should do, not what you should do, I think what I should have done and what I would suggest you to do, for example, like don't just buy things altogether, just buy one lens, buy 24-70 and just start from that, learn from it. Once you're going to get more comfortable, then kind of like try to and do a lot of research. Do you really need that lens? Because for me, I could have bought like different lenses, but I was doing my research, and because they're quite expensive as well, just do a bit of the research of what you really actually need, in terms of the laptop, you need to have a laptop which is kind of like strong enough to work with the Photoshop, because when you do the Photoshop, it basically plays with the pixels and everything, and you need to have a strong processor. to do it. You don't have to have supercomputer. For me, for example, I've got a MacBook Pro, and you know, which is quite good. But did I need to have MacBook Pro to edit my photos and everything? No, I could have gone for something simpler, you know. Also, what else is good? Tripods, are they really necessary? Yes, they are. Like, do I use them all the time? No, because I'm not doing that photography where I have to use, like, for example, like slow shutter photography when you have like all these smearing lights and everything. I don't do that, you know. So you know, so I don't really need that. Still photography, for example, I don't use that as well, but I've got a tripod, something which is kind of like every photographer I think should have, just in case you've got something coming up. Yeah, so I feel like these are the ideal things. So once again, learn your camera, get to know what the camera is all about, work on the manual mode, get off the auto mode, work with the lights, get your mom, dad. But the best thing is to learn on your kind of like confidence, is to get people who you don't know, because your client's going to be people who you don't know, you know. So you know, so as many as, you know, so create the Instagram account, create Facebook, but Instagram is the most important. Website is not important for now. What else? Check out the YouTube channels, check out my videos on the lenses which you need. Lenses 24-70 for the beginning, or you've got like I think 24-105, that one is cheaper. Any lens you can start with, it doesn't really matter, you know. So as long as you are like comfortable with working, learning from it, and believe me, from day one and to after 3 years, for example, like I've got like totally different perspective, you know, about my photography, and I'm sure it's going to change with time as well. And what I've learned as well, that I like videos more, because I like the motion and stuff, and I like to play with the motion. Photos are great as well, but for me, kind of like videos, I love videos, you know. And yeah, so there we go, guys. Keep practicing Instagram, keep on posting pictures and videos, get to know your locals, promote yourself through the Facebook groups. For example, like if you live, like let's say I live I used to live in London, I used to live in Palma, in Mallorca, in Spain, you know, so I would always just post, and I was like, guys, here I am, photographer, offering you free photo shoot, just a taste how it's gonna go, and people love it, you know, especially, for example, like if you live in London, there's lots of like models, wannabe models. It's great for their portfolio, and that's how you can kind of like start using your portfolio. Also, with the photos, yeah, be careful which photos you're using as well. So what I would suggest, taking the pictures and just select like good ones, you know, which you feel like, you know, which kind of like give this a little bit of the niche, you know. Don't just post everything at once, you know. That's quite important, I feel. And that's about it, I think, guys. So I hope that was helpful, and good luck with your photography. Keep on doing it, keep on improving, and just enjoy what you do. Also, just one last tip: don't burn yourself. If it's not coming from within, for example, like for last 2 months, I haven't felt doing anything, you know. So I will do it once again when I'm going to get an inspiration. And when you get an inspiration, the best out of you comes, you know. So yeah, be inspired when you do. Even also, like when you've done your photos, wait a bit, you know, wait a bit, because with all this increased dopamine and stuff, you just want to do it, and then you're going to do it, and then after 1 week you feel like, oh, you know, I could have done it in a different way, you know. And just do it again, you know, and just you will see. For me, for example, with my photo shoots, I do it, and then I kind of like wait a bit, and then I start doing the photos, because, you know, you just need to be calm when you're editing your photos. So I think that's what's important. Anyway, guys, that's all done, and hit like, hit subscribe if you haven't done so. I haven't posted for a very long time because I've been busy, but you know, now I hope, you know, I'll be doing like at least like one video like in a week. Not gonna do any crazy setups like something like this for now, because I'm moving houses and everything. But I wish you all well, and yeah, keep shooting, guys. Ciao.